Deutsch, 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 Deutsch. Ja, hallo, willkommen. Es ist Deutsch mit Herrn Hillage. Wie geht's euch? Mir geht's wunderbar, danke. Heute lernen wir über das Perfekt, the Perfect Tense. Und wir wissen schon ein bisschen darüber. We already know a little bit about it, so we're going to review it today. Now, your first activity. Was hast du letztes Wochenende gemacht? Wir haben hier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Sätze, aber sie sind ein bisschen gemischt. Bitte schön, stellen Sie Wörter in die richtige Reihenfolge. Press pause. Okay, I did my homework online. What did we get? We should have Ich habe meine Hausaufgaben online gemacht. Wunderbar. I watched TV with my sister. We should have Ich habe mit meiner Schwester ferngesehen. Fernsehen is to watch TV. It should actually be written together, but I thought I'd help you out and write it separately. Number 3, I listened to music on the sofa. What did you get? Did you get this one? Ich habe Musik auf dem Sofa gehört. Wunderbar. Number 4. Last weekend, I chatted with my friends on Snapchat, or Snapchat, as the Germans would say. What do you have? You just have letztes Wochenende habe ich mit meinen Freunden auf Snapchat gechattet. Und endlich, Number 5. I went hiking in the garden. This one doesn't have ich habe, does it? It should be ich bin im Garten wandern gegangen. Okay, also heute lernen wir über das Perfekt. So we're going to talk about using the past, talk about the past using regular verbs and making past participles from weak verbs or regular verbs. And then we're going to review and talk about the perfect, the past tense using irregular verbs. And then finally, we're going to look at verbs that take the auxiliary verb sein. So where we don't say ich habe. Cool. So you probably already know a lot actually about the perfect tense in German. And I think you should be well versed in this, especially the regular verbs. Now, hang on a second. Let me just get into the mood, get my right party jacket on. Yeah, what are we going to have? Yeah, there we go. This'll do. Brilliant. The perfect tense. Okay, so regular verbs, first of all, or any perfect tense. So a perfect tense is an action that can be completed in the past. It's perfect, it's finished. There are 2 parts to the perfect tense. We need an auxiliary verb, like, for example, to have in English, I have eaten my soup. And we need to have a past participle. So in this example, I have played golf. Played is the past participle. Have is the auxiliary verb. I have played golf. Auxiliary actually means to help. So I need a helping verb. And in German, the past participle, as you know, is at the end of the sentence. So in German, you wouldn't say I have played football. You would say I have football played. You wouldn't say I have eaten my soup. You would say I have my soup eaten. Brilliant. Okay, now let's talk about past participles for a minute, because we have regular verbs in the perfect tense and they have regular past participles. You see? So in English, play, you stick an ed at the end and you've got played. I have played. There are some irregular verbs in English, lots of them, and the same in German. For example, here we have speak, and you wouldn't say to your mum, Mummy, I have speaked with my friends, would you? You'd say, I have spoken. Now, you learn that as a kid. It's a natural thing to learn, but in German, you need to learn it. So you wouldn't say, ich habe mit meinem Freund gesprochen. You'd have to say, gesprochen. And again, the past participle in German is at the end of the sentence. Okay, here's my nice little scientific formula. The perfect tense equals the subject. So are, you, he, she, it. The auxiliary verb. So in German, haben or sein, the rest of the sentence. And at the end, the past participle. Ooh. sweet Lord. Okay, let's get back onto our lesson, shall we? Bear with me a second. So that we're going to make some regular past participles. So we get a verb. I'm sure you know that already. And what do we do with our infinitive verb? What do we do with it? Can you remember what we do with it? So 4 steps to make a past participle of regular verbs. So we get a regular verb. So for example, rauchen, to smoke. And that is a regular verb. We know regular verbs because it's held in the dictionary and because you've learned them. Spielen is regular, hören is regular, machen is regular. So we get our regular infinitive, so rauchen, and then we need to find, what do we need to find? We need to find the stem of the verb. And the stem of the verb is the infinitive, like rauchen, and we chop off the en. There we go, got rid of it now completely, and that we're left with the stem. Now, like with flowers, without the stem, the flower would be just a big mess, wouldn't it? It'd just be a lot of petals and little leaves. We need a stem to make a flower. And in German, we need the stem to make our past participle. Otherwise, without the past participle, or too many bits, it's going to be a mess. So we have our stem, and what do we do to our stem to make our past participle? We need to do 2 more things. We need to add a T to the end of the stem, and also a GE or a G to the beginning of the stem. And now we have geraucht. So rauchen has changed to rauch, and then geraucht. And geraucht means smoked. And where's our past participle going to go? Where? Yes, at the end of the sentence. So, ich habe nie Zigaretten geraucht. Nie. I have never smoked cigarettes. Or a German sounding sentence would be, I have never cigarettes smoked. Right, your turn. Kauen from kaugummi means to chew. How would I change kauen to chew into chewed? Let's go with our steps, shall we? Step 1, we've got kauen. Right, there it is. Then we need to find the stem. How do we find the stem, Mr. Hillage? Oh, easy. We take off the en. Don't know what's happened there. Then what do we do to our stem? Well, we put a G at the beginning of it. What is happening? And we put a T at the end. So gekaut. Gekaut is chewed. Ich habe Kaugummi gekaut. I have chewed chewing gum. Next one we have is spucken. That's going to be spucken. Take off the end to find the stem. Spuck. Put a G at the beginning and a T at the end. Gespuckt. Spat, I suppose. And schicken. It's to send. Yeah, nothing to do with chickens. Just because it's got the word chicken in, it's schicken, to send. Like sendibars. So schicken, take off the en to find the stem, put a T at the end, a G at the front. We've got geschickt, that's the sent. So ich habe einen Brief geschickt. I have sent a letter. And here's our, can you remember our formula for making the perfect tense? Perfect tense equals subject plus auxiliary verb plus the rest of the sentence plus our past participles. And that's how you make a regular past participle. Now, it's definitely your turn. But first of all, let's quick review the steps. Step 1, we need to find an infinitive. Step 2, we need to find the stem. Step 3, we need to put a T at the end. And step 4, a G at the front. And then don't forget the auxiliary verb. So your turn. Press pause. It's down here somewhere. It's going to take you about, 5-6 minutes. Follow those 4 steps. Husten, if your verb ends in a T, you can have to add an extra E in step 3, so ET. Yeah, got it? Pause it, do it. Cool, see you on the next slide. The next slide, that was dead easy. I mean, if you had followed those 4 steps, it should be easy. This time, we're going to put them into sentences. You've got here a sentence, number 1, for example, ich habe sofort meine Mutter something. Fragen means, what did it mean? To ask, I mean change ask, fragen, into asked. Follow the 3 steps. You should come with an answer. Pause it. It should take you 5 minutes. See you in the next slide. The next slide. Right, irregular past participles. I told you before that there are some verbs that are irregular in English and in German. We use the verb to speak. You wouldn't say in English, I have speaked, or you wouldn't say I have writed, would you? No. Why? Because the verb to speak is irregular and the verb to write is irregular. And it just so happens that they are in German too. So you just need to learn them. You need to learn these past participles. There's no way of figuring them out really. I mean, they're quite similar to English, but that's not really a rule. So you've got below 9 irregular verbs. I want you to find what the past participles are. Use the internet, use your friends, use the dictionary. Don't really mind what you use really. Google Translate, use it. But I want you to find out how to say understood and worn and sung and disappeared and begun and written and rode, ridden and taken and read. Off you go. Go on, do it. Pause. Now, some verbs take sein as an auxiliary. What did we say auxiliary meant? We said it means a helping word. We usually use haben, most verbs do. Ich habe Fußball gespielt. But there are some verbs that use sein. And on your slides, there's a link to a really good video, I think, that I haven't done. Much better than what I do, actually, and quite fun. Click on it. It's on your slides, and that'll take you to a better YouTube video to make you understand why some verbs take sein. Yeah, usually though, movement from one place to another place. So these are verbs where you don't say ich habe, but you'd probably say ich bin. And here's the verb to be. Learn that yourself. There's loads of ways to find out how to learn the verb to be. Ich bin, du bist, er, sie, es ist. Wir sind, ihr seid, sie sind, sie sind. Pretty straightforward. Anyway, you know a lot of these verbs already. You know that gehen, you don't say ich habe, you say ich bin. But what's the past participle? I want you to find them all out. For example, gehen, you'd say ich bin gegangen. We know that one. You know probably the rest. There are loads more actually. Pause the screen, try and find some more, write them down. And then let's move on to the next slide, shall we? Later. Okay, now I spent some time making this quiz. It's attached in the assignment, in the instructions. So scroll down as the bottom, there should be a Google quiz, and there's a video of these two characters speaking German, and there's some questions in the perfect tense. It's about festivals actually, and it should mark itself. So good luck on that. You're probably going to have to listen to this 5 or 6 times, but good luck with it. Don't miss it out. Look forward to your responses. Pause, do it. Was hast du letztes Wochenende gemacht, Hadley? Oh, guten Tag, Herr Außendienstler. Ich habe Fußball mit meinen Brüdern gespielt und es war sehr toll. Und ich bin online gegangen und ich habe meine Deutsch-Hausaufgaben gemacht. Dankeschön. Your turn. Answer the aliens' questions. Laters. Pause, by the way. And finally, let's put it all together. I've sent you loads of links to Quizlet activities. I've sent you links to those videos. I've sent you a link to Kahoots. Try them all out and then come to this activity down here. This is what's going to show me that you understand it, because it's not all about I. There are some we's going on. There's my auntie going on, friends going on. I want you to find out what the auxiliary verbs are. And I want you to find out what the past participles are. Because some of them don't take haben, do they? Gehen take sein. This is a proper A-level activity. It's going to sort you out. Do it. Then answer the question. Was hast du letztes Wochenende gemacht? That's question 4 in our speaking booklet. It's been quite quick, but there are loads of links to help you here. It's probably going to take 2.5 lessons, this. Yeah. So, viel Spaß, viel Erfolg und bis zum nächsten Mal. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Wir sehen uns später. Am Freitag haben wir einen Sprachtest. On Friday, going to do a little bit of a speaking test practice for me. But until then, Deutsch mit Heritage! Auf Wiedersehen!
Deutsch, 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 Deutsch.